How are you feeling?
Yeah, a bit nervous. I'm going to get my face covered, but I'm up for it.
Ready to go?
You don't seem nervous, Al. You seem quite relaxed.
For me.
What's the? You're going to have a plaster one done, or what,
Yeah.
or in which final product are you going to use?
Yeah, no, it'll be plaster.
Yeah, which plaster though?
Herculite 2.
Oh yeah, which is the strongest one, isn't it?
No, we've got 3 hardnesses.
Oh right.
Herculite's.
That's one of the softer ones.
Yeah, Herculite's
So why the
pretty
softer
hard.
one?
And well, it's hard enough.
Oh right,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, we're not going to be
Yeah,
using these things at all.
but you could take a fiberglass mould off it, or couldn't you?
Yeah, silicone one. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wanted an
Well,
army of
lots
axes.
of them, but you only need the one then. Yeah. Why do you have to use the moisturiser?
It just helps to release. I mean, Alginate will release from anything.
Yeah, but
But
this.
it's always wise. If people have got dry skin, it tends to kind of stick a little.
Yeah. So this is like a release agent then.
Yeah, it just helps to release it all. So it's nice and clean. And we don't want it kind of sticking to his face and pulling the mother mould away, and it's like it could tear and
Yeah.
could have all sorts of little problems with that. So you don't want that. The back half of the head. Why I do this is give them time to relax a little bit more, and just get to feel ease with having something applied to them, and gives it more time to dry as well anyway. So because we want that to totally dry before we do the front half, because the two halves have obviously got to separate and stay together so they don't crumble or pull away or go out of line. So we need it as long as possible to set. This stuff usually goes off pretty quick anyway.
It's very frightening what he's doing out the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I just thought I'd catch
This is
that
not gonna
moment.
hurt one bit.
Open wide.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is wet out the plaster bandage, and then I'm going to layer it up over his head, over the back of his head.
Oh, you always do 2 at a time, do you?
I fold it over so it's double,
Yeah.
so you get double thickness.
Yeah.
Just makes time. It
Okay.
goes off better, and the thicker it is, the quicker it goes off, because it's the thermal kind of curing effect in the plaster bandage.
And cold water.
Yeah, always
doesn't
use
go-
cold water, wet it out, and you get as much of the water out as possible.
Oh, right.
So it's, and you see that the actual plaster's all like all nicely wetted, there's no
Yeah.
dry areas. And then what I'm going to do first is, over the top of the head, doubling it over again. And this is where the two halves will meet. The front half will overlap the back half.
With a little bit of release agent between the two.
Yeah.
What, like Vaseline? or something?
Vaseline,
Oh,
I'm
right.
using Vaseline with a pigment in it so it's red.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
So you can see that you've applied it, there's
Yeah.
no dry areas, because if there is a dry area, the two are going to stick and then we'll have a problem. As it starts drying, as I'm building the layers, if he moves a little bit of his neck, it could all go out of line. It just means more work afterwards, more prepping of the finished piece.
Yeah. So you want to stabilise him.
Yeah, could have done welding a few rods on his neck or something.
I can feel it.
Yeah. You should start feeling the actual warming up kind of thing. The thermal thing it does.
It's starting to lock you down as well in movement.
It should do,
isn't
yeah.
it?
You'll find it start. He can't move his head too much. Right. I'm gonna fill the gaps in there. What I'm gonna do at the top here is create another little ridge here. So we've got that flat section, and then we'll have another little rib here. So that's where the front half will overlap. So the two will key together. This one has got to come to the back of the ear. So I want it to go under the ear and then follow that section down. And then we can take that then to the back. the alginate, then we'll just go over that and just lip his ear slightly. That's the release agent.
So the two halves don't
the-
stick.
Because plaster will stick to plaster, and we don't want that, otherwise we won't get him out. So we just apply this on, and it works every time. It's guaranteed to work every time, without any problems with it sticking. And you can go over the latex as well, that's fine. You can go over his flesh if need be. Just make sure that you every little bit of plaster covered. I'm going to use petroleum jelly without any pigment in it this time. Just coat the cotton wool with petroleum jelly. Just put these into his ears.
Yeah.
Right, now what I'm going to do now is just mix up some alginate, and then we'll apply that to his face.
Making the gravy.
I've got lumps in this gravy.
Is it like a gel then?
Yeah, it's like mushy peas.
Yeah, like. Lovely. Does smell alright though.
It smells quite nice, actually. And then we just apply. Okay, so close your eyes. Just relax. Start at the top.
Oh, Jesus, that's freezing.
Did that come out of his nose? No, sorry, Al. It's the alternator.
Apply it to your eyes now.
Looks like a swamp creature.
The swamp thing, although it's still gummy. And I can shoot some of this in.
That's your reinforcement.
Reinforcement also allows the second layer to grip,
Oh yeah, of course.
because alginate will separate from alginate. you see,
Yeah, yeah.
so-
Yeah, so it forms
Yeah.
two uses.
Grip on his nose there, doesn't look nice, does it? Just get rid of that. Yeah, that's all, that's fine. Okay. We're ready now to do the second little batch of alginate. I'm going to go over the nose. It's where you have to be extremely careful, keeping it away from the nasal passages.
So it sort of hangs over his nose
Yeah.
like a curtain
That's right, yeah.
and just leaves that little airway.
It just leaves a little airway underneath there. You just get that and just kind of literally just coat the underneath.
That is so cool. And you have to keep an eye on his nose.
Yeah, you must keep an eye on that, because as it kind of sags,
Yeah.
it will.
Curtain eyes.
Yeah, we don't want him to actually block his airways up. This is why it's good if you've got two of you working on the same piece. One person can keep an eye on it while the other carries on. What we've done with the back half, we'll do the front half now.
So another bandage job.
Yep.
Cool.
Back on the bandage team. Here we go. Again, I'll fold it over. I'm going to lap over the back half.
Where the release agent is.
Yeah. So then the two then will mate together. Helps the whole lot stick together and stays where I want it. So it doesn't move.
Will you have to do the reinforcing ribs on this side as well?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
do
right.
exactly the same what I did on the back. Even though the alginate's quite thick, but it still helps to keep it all in place.
Rigid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the alginate, there's such a amount of it. It's kind of floppy because it's heavy, so it can move and distort. We don't want that. It has to stay, in situ. And on the Hessian, just rub the plaster into it, so you get a good bond. What I've got to do now is I'll make some more beads either side, and then one will go over the whole lot, and it creates this like cross section, which should strengthen the whole piece. So I'll do one across there like this. And the other one across there. And then this one. Take it over the centre. And it still allows him to breathe. Still plenty of air passage.
And that's the nose done now?
Yeah, no need to do any more. What I'll do is just go over there and over that piece.
Come on.
Yeah, it's cute enough. It's,
Yeah.
it's hard enough, I think. You see, because there's a little thin lip there, and if I grab that and pull it and it collapses, it's not hard enough.
Yeah.
It seems to be holding. Yeah. And you'll usually find that when it warms up, it starts cooling down. That's finished its process as well. There you go. Take the back half off first.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
That's the rear half of it. Just try not to stand on it. Now if you can just lean forward and kind of move your face kind of thing. And right.
Just making mummy noises. There he is.
Stop to me, Jess. That was the worst bit.
Alright.
Don't tickle him.
And there you are.
Oh wow, that is so cool.
Oh, sweet.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
I bet you feel really minty and
Oh,
Minty
it's like
fresh.
fresh.
yeah.
I've left a piece of alginate in there.
It's amazing. It's like coming
So you
back
say,
to
don't you need
coming
that
back
bit?
to
Yeah,
life
I need
again,
that
isn't it?
bit. You're doing pinching my alginate. That's okay.